Alright, this is the full video where they screened Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu on her ministerial nominee in the Senate, as you all know that she was nominated as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Today, he was screened in the House. Then, I want you to listen very attentively to the beautiful words some of the senators said about her and her late husband, and how she was able to handle the questions that was thrown at her by the Senate on how she is going to handle her job and all that. It was very interesting. Listen very attentively to it. Share and also do well to subscribe to my channel for more updates. Let's go there.
The word is of Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu. You may just proceed to Ambassador, actually. Her Excellency Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu. You can summarize your resume and then probably answer one or two questions from distinguished senators. You have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Senator. The senator representing Anambra South, who tragically passed away not too long ago, the very dynamic Senator Patrick Ifeanyuba, who we continue to mourn and who is yet to be buried. May his soul rest in peace. The distinguished senator representing Anambra Central, my brother, Senator Victor Ume. The distinguished senator representing Anambra North, my brother, Senator Tony Woye. I cannot fail to mention my senator, Senator Osita Ngwu, and of course, Senator Enyinya Baribe of the All Progressives Grand Alliance. I would like to start today by giving a brief introduction of myself. I am the sixth child in a family of 8. My father, the late Chief Christian Ono, and my mother, Mrs. Carol Ono, who was a college principal. I was a devoted daughter to both, and a humble wife of the late Dim Ojukwu. I'm a lawyer by training, and I grew up in a rural village called Mbo. I was born in Enugu. It was, I would say, one of the best experiences of my life, because of course when you live in the village, it affords you a wonderful opportunity to really get close to the earth and to understand the values that really matter in any society. My elementary school was at Ekulu Primary School, and then I went to Queen's High School, after which I transited to Aquat School in Pontefract, West Yorkshire, in the United Kingdom. And from there, I went to Cambridge Tutorial College, St. Andrew's College for my advanced levels, the University of Buckingham, where I commenced a degree, combined honors in politics, economics, and law, and then subsequently transferred to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where I obtained my law degree and law school. I'm a lawyer by training, and of course, I am a mother of 3 wonderful children. In public service, I served as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Diaspora Matters, after which I served as Nigeria's Ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain and Nigeria's Permanent Representative to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. These platforms offered me an invaluable opportunity to engage in effective diplomatic arrangements, to really get a sense of what it means to interface between your government and your host country, host communities. And of course, as ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, I was able to do that most effectively by presenting strategic platforms for engagement between Spain and Nigeria. And I am honored to say that in the course of my service, I was honored with the award of Africa's most outstanding ambassador, which was a vote conducted by the prestigious Dutch magazine called The Voice. And of course, El Mundo Diplomatico, which is a platform in Spain that trails the activities of ambassadors serving in that country, gave me a merit award for my service. At the same time, within the UNWTO, which is the premier body charged with regulating tourism and tourism-related activities, I performed creditably well. After this, to cut this quite short, I have also engaged in other public service. I was the Secretary of the Truth, Justice and Peace Commission in Anambra State, set up a commission of inquiry set up to look into and unravel the root causes of insecurity in southeastern Nigeria. And I am also a member of the Governing Council of Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University, as well as Christian Chukwuma Ono College of Education. It is my honor to stand before you all today and to assure you that I am here. I am here because I believe that there is hope for this country. I am here because I believe that if we're all able to come together sincerely and commit to serving this nation with the focus on ensuring that we have peace, that the sky is the limit for this country. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The nominee is ready to take a few questions, but let me start. Let me start with comments. Well, let me go to the state of Anambra. Unfortunately, may he still rest in peace. She comes from the Senatorial district of our late brother, Senator Ifeanyi, who is not here, and the closest person, the two closest senators after Ifeanyi, who have to say something about the nominee, because it's from home that we know you. Distinguished Senator Victor Ome.
Distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Victor Ome. When Her Excellency steps into this chamber, and we have all listened to her, nobody can fault her qualification to serve this country in any capacity. She's very intelligent, very, very charismatic, and very beautiful. You can see, I asked her to tone down her beauty when she comes to today.
Please restrict your comments to her resume.
Her resume. It is there. Former beauty pageant.
You know why I'm saying that?
It is there. Most beautiful girl in Nigeria.
Senator Ome, restrict yourself to her resume.
Okay.
We'll go into social media and Google. I will ask a question. Who touched my Bianca?
Mr. President, you know too much. But let me say that you will expect this kind of thanking from me. Because Her Excellency Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, her nomination is very significant and also very historic. If you listen to her concluding remarks, you will see that she's somebody who has a passion for peace and well-being of this country and for inclusivity in all the things we do in Nigeria. I have the privilege of serving as the national chairman of APGA for 6 years. I served for 10 years, but for 6 years, the husband, Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, was the leader of the party, and I was the national chairman. I worked very closely with our iconic leader and with Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, who was always around and involved in all the things we do. I want to say that Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu possesses the intellect and the ability to work for Nigeria in the ministry she has been given to oversee, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. She has experience as an ambassador. But I say that her nomination is significant because of her husband, Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, who we very much revered. And there's nobody in this chamber who will not know the importance of that name, Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu. And for her to step into this chamber to be confirmed, screened and confirmed as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is indicative of the fact that we are trying to put the past behind us in this country. Apart from her personal attributes and qualities, she carries with her a burden bearing that name because her husband was our all and all. Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, in this mission, we are with you. I support you. I will always support you because we had so much in common with the APGA that we built and developed. Even in this chamber, I'm called Kokoronko. And I want everybody will support. I know countryman you will support. I know that. So what I'm saying is that with her joining the federal cabinet, Mr. President, we are looking forward to opening more doors to reconciliation and many other things to come. I knew the wishes of her late husband because he was my leader. I worked very closely with him. There were things, if he were to be alive, he would continue to ask for. I don't want to say so much so that we'll confine it to her screening. Those things the husband stood for, she also stands for them. We have worked together, we have shared struggles together. So now that you are in the federal cabinet, my beloved sister, I wish you well. I know that my brothers will speak and this Senate will support you. But when you go, remember that you have so much people looking up to you. All those things our dear brothers stood for, continue to canvass for them. Continue to canvass for equality of rights.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Yes.
Distinguished Senator Tony Way.
My name is Senator Tony Way, representing the group of Anambra North Senatorial District. Actually, my big brother said it all, but I need to add few things. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, this is one of our best. Incidentally, we were never in the same party together. She was of APGA, I was never of APGA, but this hollow chamber should transcend above party affiliations. I must commend and thank Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for recognizing this woman for this appointment, irrespective of party affiliation. It's not because of only the fact that she was with our late sage, our undisputable leader, when he was alive, took care of him when he was alive. It's because this woman is an epitome of excellence. She's very cerebral, she's very articulate, very... My name is Senator Tony Moy, represent the group of Anambra North Senatorial District. Actually, my big brother said it all, but I need to add few things. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, this is one of our best. Incidentally, we were never in the same party together. She was of APGA, I was never of APGA. But this hollow chamber should transcend above party affiliations. I must commend and thank Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for recognizing this woman for this appointment, irrespective of party affiliation. It's not because of only the fact that she was with our late sage, our undisputable leader, when he was alive, took care of him when he was alive. It's because this woman is an epitome of excellence. She's very cerebral, she's very articulate, very eloquent, very, anything they can think of. Ebullient lawmaker, ebullient lawyer, and arbitrator for that matter. A product of University of Nigeria, a great lioness, a woman who is a bridge builder. I must say that
you can see that your people are solidly behind you, and they can attest to your character, your integrity, and your ability to serve your nation. So let me hear from your maternal home. You see, we said it Ositango.
Distinguished colleagues.
Is it paternal home?
Both.
Oh, both paternal and maternal. Okay.
Mr. President, the beautiful nominee standing before us.
I said restrict yourself.
It is in the
CV. Forget this. Forget this word beautiful. I said restrict yourself.
It's in the CV, sir.
Restrict yourself. She didn't put in the CV that she's beautiful. Is that what she put? Where?
It's in the CV.
Where? The CV says beautiful Bianca.
Mr. President, Olivia Odinaka Ojukwu, Odumegwu Ojukwu is my sister from Ngwo, the local government of Enugu State. Mr. President, a golden fish have no hiding place, and that is why the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria went and brought this woman who is very passionate about our country, who is very committed to see the growth of this nation, who will give all that is within her reach to make sure that this country gets to a greater height. Mr. President, you see, when Mr. President announced the nominees and put them in ministries where they are going to serve, it makes everything easier for us, because she is posted to where she has absolute confidence and competence, where she is going to make a huge impact to this country. She's a lawyer and also a professional in diplomacy.
The Sergeant at Arms, give her a seat.
Mr. President, who else?
Give her a seat. Give her a seat. Sit down and jot down. Sit down. Sit down.
I can stand, sir.
No, we don't want any disaster here.
No, I will stand, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So if you are sure.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Mr. President, who else can serve in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if not somebody with this qualification? We call her Adeje Jemba. She's from my town, married to Neu, and that's why I also went to Neu to marry my own wife back as a baby. We don't need to say more than what my brother from Anambra State have said, because our screening is to confirm the competence of the nominees, and everybody in this hallowed chamber agrees that Bianca is competent and agrees that the portfolio assigned to her is where she has already excelled and performed creditably. What we are hoping is that as soon as she takes over her office, changes will come, positive changes. So, Mr. President, we thank the President once more for giving us opportunity. We had a Minister of Foreign Affairs from my town before, in the name of Dubem Onya. She is going to be the second Minister of Foreign Affairs from our community. And we always know how to perform. Mr. President, we just wish her the best. Remember, she is supposed to be a member of this Senate. If not that, she ran for Senate before. If not for the way it went, she's supposed to be sitting here in this hallowed chamber, screening other nominees. It means that she has a qualification and competence. She understands what we do here. So as a colleague that I see her as, because she contested, I think it is right in. Having noted her competence and qualifications, we will have to tell her, with your kind permission, Mr. President, that Bianca should actually bow and go and do her work. Thank you, Mr. President.
Everything will not be complete if I do not hear from the only APGA senator in this chamber. Because I know she's the mother of APGA, distinguished Senator Abaribe.
Thank you, Abia South. And my party is the All Progressive Ground Alliance, of which she is our own mother. So I will make 2 points, Mr. President. 2 very key points that we probably are not noticing in the euphoria of everything that is happening today. First, while I adopt all the sentiments that have been said earlier by the Anambra senators and the one from Enugu State, I will say that one, maybe because of her, Mr. President, by bringing an APGA person to be a minister, has already started with what we call a unity government and looking for national integration. We can only ask that Mr. President goes much further, much further. But we commend him for this. Second, another commendation we will make for the President, which most people have also forgotten. We have on the floor of this Senate always sought that a president sending nominees to the floor must attach it with the portfolios. Today, we are seeing that the president has started by letting us know in the portfolios of those that will go to the different areas, and that is commendable. And so I think that this, having been started, should be sustained by all presidents that will come and the president in his further changes, because I know that there are going to be more changes to ensure yes, what I mean is that maybe more APGA people should come to help this government. I thank you, Mr. President. I commend Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, and I urge my colleagues, seeing these 2 elements that have accompanied all the nominations that have come today, that we allow Bianca to bow and go. I so submit.
Well, I know that Senator Abaribe is worried about what happens to APGA after this. So I saw him moving from seat to seat, asking people why. So I decided that he should say something. But I want to thank you for commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for going across party lines to seek for the best of the best to save our country. And most especially, making the job of screening and confirmation easy, and even easier by attaching portfolios to the would-be ministers unprecedented. Now you can ask questions directly, relating directly to the portfolio of the minister. And like you said, no other president has ever done it. And no other person would have done it except President Bola Tinubu, having been a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His wife has been a senator, and he has known the yearnings of the Senate. So we commend him seriously for attaching portfolios to these nominees. And we pray that future presidents will follow suit, so it will be easy for the Senate to do its work. My dear sister, I haven't heard any negative comment from the floor, but I'd like to ask you a question. You've had an experience as an ambassador. Very recently, I sent a delegation to Chad, and they came back and said that the Nigerian embassy in Chad, the building is in very deplorable condition. And I was in Ghana this week, and the same complaint. They have a land that they would like to build their embassy structure on. And many other places, Kenya, everywhere, people are complaining that the structures hosting the embassies are in terrible conditions. If you are confirmed by this Senate to go into that ministry, will you focus on trying to rehabilitate, to give Nigeria a better image in terms of the structures of the various embassies worldwide? After that, you can take a bow.
Thank you very much, distinguished senators. I would like to say that my past records speak for me. As ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, I spent an entire year in one hotel room because when I got to Spain, the mission building was in such an appalling condition. Together with very dedicated officers, we conducted the massive renovation works, not just on the mission building itself, giving Nigeria an edifice truly deserving of a nation of its standing. The Nigerian embassy in Madrid that you see today is a product of my tenure in that country. And what was particularly sad about the previous state of the building was that it was very, very close to the Estadio Bernabeu, which is the home of Real Madrid Football Club. So it was such an eyesore that people who were going to the stadium for the various matches would pass the embassy building in its decadent state. But today, the Nigerian embassy in Spain is a magnificent building. Not only that, the residence of the ambassador was also given a facelift, and other buildings belonging to our country within that kingdom. It is true that in most missions, because of the poor funding, most ambassadors are constrained when it comes to carrying out refurbishment and renovation works. And this is quite unfortunate because a lot of the embassies are actually going through this situation. And I believe that not only does our Ministry of Foreign Affairs have to prioritize ensuring that missions abroad actually reflect the true magnitude of Nigeria's standing in the Committee of Nations. It is very, very important because this is what will give our nation the much needed respect to carry out diplomatic functions in a building that does not truly reflect the true standing of any country is very, very limiting. And this has, to a large extent, diminished our standing around the world. And I think that this is something that the government, under this president, in view of the 4 tenets of the foreign policy thrust, which is democracy, development, diaspora, and of course, looking at the fact that most of the people who have to come abroad, especially many of you from these hallowed chambers, who have to come for exchanges, study tours, etc., will be hosted in those buildings. It is imperative that when you are on those exchanges and you have to meet your compatriots and you also have to meet your colleagues in the host countries, that these meetings are done in respectable surroundings. Thank you, sir.
Is it the view of the Senate that this nominee be allowed to take a bow and leave? Those in support say aye. Those against say there. The ayes are. Thank you. You may now take a bow.
Confirm now, what do you think about her composure in the house? For me, I think she's very brilliant with the questions that was thrown at her. She answered very well, and I believe she have the capacity and she have the qualification to do this job and do it very well. But the only problem I have is that this administration Anyway, I no talk fast like this. Share your thoughts with me on the comment section, and of course, you know the vibe now. Click on that subscribe button, follow and share for more updates, because like this we move.